good thing it was a very easy vote yet again. Yeah, I agree, but we obviously know that it's not going to get any easier the further the season progresses. Last night, I just couldn't keep Eliza in the game. I just couldn't, so I had to convince Walter and Charlotte to vote with me and the rest of the tribe. And with Eliza gone, you know, our tribe is unified, but we still kind of feel a little weak. We still are probably the weaker tribe. But since we're advancing towards the end of the pre-merge, I gotta start breaking some promises, because in a game like this, you have to break promises, and I have to start with that. Alright guys, I know I might be a little bit controlling in this group, but from this point forward, I'll listen to what you guys want. Alright, well, we appreciate that, Connor. Yeah. So, what do you two think? Well, if we're approaching near the end of the merge, I think it's probably better for us to get rid of someone like Brett or Heather. Yeah, those two would be too dangerous in the merge. Yeah, I hope we win, so that way it will make the move on our part a bit more easier to do. Whoever it is, I don't really care. I probably would prefer Brett because, you know, I'd rather not vote Heather. Okay then. Connor is very confusing. He's very confusing to read. You know, he wants to let us have, you know, the power on the next vote, which I appreciate, but, I mean, he's all like, oh, I still don't really want Heather to go, so it's almost like he's kind of contradicting what he just said to me and Charlotte. It makes me think if he's gonna even stick by that word of him allowing us to have some ounce of power, because if he keeps up this whole facade of, you know, us seeming like we're having some power when he's really the one calling the shot on whether or not it's going to be Brett or whether it's going to be Heather, then I don't know if necessarily taking him to the merge would be ideal. But at the same time, I don't want to take someone like Heather or Brett to the merge. No way. How do you feel about Connor? I mean, we can trust him, because he's willing to listen to what we have to say finally, and I feel like he might be down to take out one of the bigger threats. Yeah, I agree too, but that doesn't mean he'll necessarily do it. I mean, he and Heather are pretty close. Well then, maybe we just have to settle on doing Brett if we do lose. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want it to just be very straight and simple. I want us to still consider our options. As the days go by, I'm starting to see more of the threat Connor poses. He feels very passive, persuasive. You know, he's kind of able to get us to do things his way, but not really overly demand it. He's going about it rather passively, and more or less trying to persuade us to see things his way. And while that's cool and all, I feel like we need to have our say as well. And I feel like me and Walter need to take advantage of our say as soon as possible, because the end of the pre-merge is nearing, and we need to look at people who we don't want to see in the merge, and Heather and Brett are two people who we don't want to see in the merge. But, you know, Connor's hesitant on doing Heather. And if that's the case, then, well, maybe we have to go to different measures to, just to make sure that him getting what he wants is not set in stone. Alright, mission success. Yeah, did not really care for Eliza, glad she's gone. Yeah, same here. Alright, well, we did have a unanimous vote, but I'm kind of worried. Yeah, I kind of am thinking that now the tribe is split, with Eliza gone. Yeah, even though she probably was a swing vote, she probably was more in the favor of the older side, so I feel like no harm, no foul. Yeah, but it's still split. The only thing we gotta obviously hope for is that Connor is with us. Yeah. Heather's cool and all, but we need to look at the merge. And I'm seeing her as one of the biggest threats here. You know, she's fairly physical, and she's very likable. And so I've been talking back and forth with, like, Jacqueline pulling her aside about the idea. She's not entirely against it, but she's just kind of not really entirely for the idea, just because, you know, she just kind of has a good connection with Heather. So, yeah. If that's the case, then maybe I have to make some deals with some other people in order to get my way, because I want to have a stronger shot at the merge, and I feel like I'll have a better shot with Heather out because she is one of the biggest threats here. That being said, if I do that, then I'll screw over one of the people who I'm really close with, and I'm only with Jacqueline. And if she's not really thrilled after the vote, then I probably lose her trust, and what allies do I really have? It would be pretty silly to keep her around. I know, but she's with us, and I still trust her. I do too, and yes, she may be a number to us, and if we do this, then, well, we'll probably be down in numbers since she is with us, and with her gone, you know, Connor wouldn't want to work with us, but whatever. Point is, if we just get Walter and Charlotte with us, then I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter. Okay then. It's becoming clear to me that this alliance between me, Heather, and Brett is beginning to fall apart a little bit. You know, Brett is trying to target Heather, and I get why. I just don't want to really get rid of her because, yes, she's a threat, but she also has Connor, and, you know, I feel like those two would be more reliable numbers than either Walter or Charlotte, because the last two votes, yes, those two, Heather and Charlotte, did technically dictate the votes more so than Charlotte and Walter, and thus, yes, they should be the ones who should go next, but the thing that I'm going against it is that they are big threats, meaning they'll be shields for me in the future. And Brett would be a shield for me, and having 3 shields in the future would honestly be really ideal for me. So, I don't know why Brett is effectively trying to get rid of someone who could be potentially a shield, so if I have to make sure that that doesn't happen, maybe I have to let Heather know what the heck is going on. Heather, can I talk with you? Yeah, sure. What is it? So, I know you and I want to work with Brett, but I don't think we should entirely rule out the possibility of taking him out. Oh yeah, I understand. Really? Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a threat, and taking him to the merge would obviously be not really the best idea. So, what should we do? Well, we obviously keep that idea in our heads and we consider our options, because personally, I much rather get rid of, like, Walter and Charlotte, because they aren't going to be threats in the future. And while that may be good for us in challenges, I just feel like we need all the protection we can get, and Brett is a good shield. But I obviously don't want to take him to the merge in case if he starts winning a lot of challenges. Yeah, so it's like a double-edged sword. Pretty much. After Eliza's elimination, you know, this entire tribe has been completely, you know, flipped on its head, and a lot of the tribe dynamics have definitely been shifted. You know, Brett seems to want to target me. I think I might want to target Brett, in all honesty. Not for him targeting me, well, that is an addition to why I want him gone, but he is one of the biggest threats here, and, you know, I need all the competition I can get, and getting rid of the competition before the merge would honestly be more ideal. But a shield would also be more ideal, so it's more of a double-edged sword in getting rid of him and keeping him. So I'm not entirely sure where I stand, but if I just play my cards right, I should be okay. I still have a solid connection with Jacqueline, and even if he is targeting me, I feel like Brett is still down to consider me as a number, and I think I have Connor, so I feel like I'm still in a relatively good spot. Well, great job, guys. Yeah, do you think we'll sweep the other tribe in the remaining challenges? Probably not, but I mean, you never know. I feel like maybe we might have the advantage. I mean, they have 3 of their older members on their tribe. Yeah, I guess. I've been letting things play out fairly straightforward. You know, the Moose vote may have been a bit more closer than you think, but whatever. The Cecily vote was fairly straightforward and obvious, but now I want to make things happen, and that obviously means I gotta get rid of one of my allies, and, well, it's honestly doesn't take it shouldn't take a scientist to know who should be the first one in my alliance to go. just to let you two know, I am still down to, willing to, keep you guys. Alright, great. And you said you were fine getting rid of Ty? Yeah, I'm fine getting rid of him. Alright, yeah. Besides, I feel like maybe he might be a threat in the future. I mean, he is a police officer after all. And he did really good in the last challenge. Yeah, he did. Do you think it will weaken us moving forward? Probably not, but... I mean, it might, but... let's just hope it's not too much of a hit. Me and Frank have to take any opportunity we can to stay around, so if it means voting off Ty, I don't really care. I never really had a whole lot of connection or anything to do with Ty. He never really wanted to work with me on the first vote, and he never really wanted to work with me anyway, and he still doesn't want to. So I see no reason to keep him around. I'll let the girls know after the challenge if, we do lose, and hopefully it should be unanimous. Alright then. Wait a minute, why do you have to let them know after the challenge? Why can't you let them before it? I mean, I don't feel like there really would be any real suspense, and, if Ty ends up figuring out, he'll most likely figure out if we talked to the girls earlier. Oh, true. Guys, not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Oh, really? About what? I'm kind of worried about Scarlet. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about her, too. Seriously? Yeah, I mean, she's been talking a lot to Luke and Frank. What should that entail? Well, I mean, she's with us, so maybe it's just her trying to, scheme up a little idea to try and get them to not want to play an idol in case if one of them do have an idol. Alrighty, but I don't think that's possible because she's been gone for a lot longer than she should have, and if she really was scheming up something, couldn't she have done it within, a minute? She's been gone for, over 5. Scarlet talking with Luke and Frank would have been fine, and Ty's prediction might have been correct if it wasn't so suspiciously long. Scarlet has been gone for a good 5 to 6 minutes, and she hasn't came back to talk with me, Winter, and Ty. Ty doesn't see this because Ty is completely clueless to what the heck is going on. Winter does, which is at least good, knowing that I can, continue working with her, but right now we do have to keep Scarlet on our mind if we do lose, because there's a possibility we need to make something happen before she does. Listen, Ty, I know it might be easy for you to say that we can easily trust Scarlet, but we can't just instantly think that she's telling the truth and willing to work with us just because, it's a possibility she could be scheming. But just because she might be scheming doesn't mean that means she's not scheming with the guys. I mean, I guess, but, if we do get any sense that she is possibly turning on us, then maybe we'll have to try and create an entire sort of idea to get the guys to turn on her. But we don't have to worry about it now because, I'm not worried. Winter and Anne getting worried about Scarlet and possibly considering as an option to get rid of actually really comes as a shock to me. Because those two have been Scarlet's loyal subjects the entire freaking game up to this point, and now they finally want to see fit to take her out at some point? Where did this suddenly come from? And if they're starting to play hard, I guess that's fine, because every person in my alliance is posing as a threat and a possible person to go out, aside from me, because, I haven't put myself out there as a threat at all. But if I do get a sense that Scarlet is willing to turn on me, Anne, or Winter, I do have the information about her idol that I can expose to not only the girls, but also to the guys, and hopefully we'll take her out just like that, just as long as she doesn't catch wind that we're all turning on her. Oh, hey, Scarlet. Hey, guys, I'm sorry I've been gone for a bit. It's just that, gotta make sure that, Luke and Frank enjoy their last few days here. Yeah, I guess. So what, do we just vote one or the other? We could split the vote. We could put 2 votes on Frank, 2 votes on Luke, but would it really make much of a difference if one of them's going out anyway? Probably not, but one of them could have the idol. You never know. I guess, so it might be better to split. Okay, you can't tell me you don't see this, right? Oh yeah, I see this. Yeah, Scarlet is targeting Ty, no doubt about that. I don't think she'll target us before him. And, I mean, it's kind of obvious she's making a partnership deal with Frank and Luke. Yeah, I mean, why else would she be gone for so long? Yeah, and you know what worries me even more? What? If Ty goes, then would Scarlet lead us to slaughter if we were to go into a situation where it's me and you on one side and Luke and Frank on the other, and she would just have the sole decision on whose side she sides with? Ooh, yeah, that would not be good. So wouldn't it be much easier to try and, you know, throw out the idea that she's targeting Ty, and we just let her know that, you know, he knows about the... So, you can't tell me you don't see what I see, right? I think I do think what you're thinking right now. But do elaborate. Alright, well the thing is, Scarlet's definitely going after Ty. There's no doubt about that. I mean, she's been gone for a bit, and so there's no doubt that she's making a partnership deal with Frank and Luke. Yeah? You know what actually frightens me the most now that I think about it? What? If Ty ends up going out, is it a possibility Scarlet would just lead us to slaughter? Because it would be me and you on one side, and Luke and Frank on the other, and she would have the sole decision to take any of us out? Wouldn't it be plausible she might take us out over Frank and Luke? Ooh, never thought about that. Yeah, that'd be scary, because I'm not gonna go out pre-merge. I don't want that to happen. No way. And neither do I. So we obviously gotta try and plan carefully behind the scenes while everything is happening. So what do? Well, we obviously gotta get Ty to see that Scarlet's trying to target him some way. But how? Well, we have to plan, as I just said. We'll discuss this when the time comes. We'll have to pull him aside and try and formulate the plan and hope it all goes well. Alright then. Anne's making a lot of sense because Scarlet is a player who I think maybe we made a mistake. I feel like we made a mistake taking her as far as we did, because with her so deep in the game, she's at the point of no return. You know, she's not backing out at any idea that could be big for her game. And when Anne factored in the possibility that if Ty goes, then it'll be me and her on one side, and then Frank and Luke on the other, Scarlet could just choose which side she goes with. And it's a possibility she goes with Luke and Frank, because not only are they possible allies to her, but they're also shields because of how physical they are. I mean, what threat do me and Anne pose? Nothing. So, I mean, like, I'm not entirely certain if we can pull this thing off, but if we have to get Ty to know that Scarlet is turning on him. But I don't know how we're going to do it, because Ty's oblivious to everything going on right now. But we gotta focus on that if we do lose, but I hope we don't lose, so that way we can plan further ahead. We can be one step ahead of planning before we successfully pull something off. First things first, Ushigot getting a new look at the new Kalgeen tribe. Eliza voted out the last tribal council. So, let's get to today's challenge. For your challenge, you will select 2 players who will be digging in your tribe's sand pits. They will then pass a ball to one of the throwers. There will be one thrower on both teams. The rest of the players will be standing on that platform behind you and standing for as long as they can without getting knocked off by the thrower. The team that has all their players standing will win immunity, and the tribe that ends up having all their players fall off will attend tribal council, and someone will be the 5th person voted out of this game. Make sense? Alright, select what you guys are going to do, and we'll get started. Alright, so, the throwers for Kalgeen, it will be Brett, and for Ushigot, it will be Luke. Digging for Kalgeen will be Walter and Jacqueline. For Ushigot, it will be Ty and Anne. And trying to avoid getting knocked off, for Ushigot, it will be Scarlet, Frank, and Winter. And for Kalgeen, it will be Charlotte, Heather, and Connor. Alright, that said, survivors ready. Go! All of the digging people are going, trying to get their balls for their throwers. Still, so far, nothing happening. Ty retrieves one. He can now head over to Luke. Looks like Jacqueline collects one. She's not going to be far away. Jacqueline's moving in on Brett, but it looks like Ty passes Luke the first ball. Ooh! Charlotte goes down. So far, Heather and Connor now remain. Ty goes back to digging and still doesn't have anything. Looks like Jacqueline goes back to digging as Brett is starting to take his first throw. Scarlett goes down, which means that Frank and Winter have to stay on. Ty and Ann are still looking for another ball, but it looks like Walter has retrieved one and is now trying to make his way to Brett. Walter's almost to Brett, but he is struggling, trying to catch his breath. Meanwhile, Ty gets another ball. Looks like Ann is of no help of this challenge right now. Brett gets the ball from Walter. He can now throw. Meanwhile, Luke is getting the ball from Ty. Alrighty, be ready to dodge. Okay then. Looks like Luke's ready to throw, but it looks like Ann has an extra ball just in case if he misses, while Ty goes back to digging. Jacqueline retrieves another one as Walter heads back. And it looks like Brett's ready to take his throw. Ooh, looks like Luke was trying to get Heather and he barely missed her. And passing the ball over to Luke so he can go at it again. Looks like Jacqueline places the ball next to Brett's feet and he throws. Ooh, and he knocks Winter off, meaning Frank remains. Ooh, looks like Heather and Connor barely dodge it. Ooh, but it looks like Connor lost his balance and he fell over, meaning Heather remains. Brett now grabs the second ball. Jacqueline heads back to digging. Looks like Walter has an extra one, but looks like Brett's throwing anyway. Ooh, looks like Frank barely dodges it. But don't worry for Brett because Walter's heading back to him with his other ball. Walter's heading back now to Brett. Come on, guys, we gotta get the next ball. Alright, I got one. Alright, now quickly get it to me. We can't let them win. Looks like Walter just tosses the ball to Brett. Now he can take his shot. Alright, come on, we can't mess this up. Ooh, looks like Luke almost has his ball, but he better be quick. Brett's ready to take his shot. Ooh, Frank is down. He lost his balance, and just like that, Colgene have won immunity and are safe from the vote. Well, congratulations, Colgene. You have won immunity and you're safe from the vote. No trouble for you guys. You guys can head back to camp. As for you guys on Ushagat, Tribal Council tonight, someone will be the 5th person voted out of this game after 15 days. So, grab your stuff and head back to camp, and I'll see you guys tonight. That challenge showcased that me and Brett are probably the strongest people on our teams respectively, and that it further proves why it's a possibility he needs to go if we are to lose again. Man, there's gotta be a massive pattern here. Yeah, at one point we have it, one point we don't. Plain and simple. It seems like every single time we get an upper hand on the other team, we wind up backtracking in terms of quality, in terms of, challenge performance. And it's frustrating because I'm just tired of losing constantly. That being said, I hope that me and Frank are not the targets, and that me, Scarlett, and Frank can try and make something happen. So guys, between Frank and Luke, what do you guys think? In my opinion, Luke. I mean, I guess, yeah, Luke seems more of a threat, more so than Frank, so I guess Luke it is. Alright, great. So, 4 votes on Luke, done deal? Yeah. Though, now you think about it, what if they play an idol? Yeah, well, it's too risky, so we just gotta full send it on Luke. Alright, then. So, by the looks of it, it should be Luke, but in reality, it's not that easy, because if we're being honest, the actual two targets who could possibly go home tonight are the two people who are in my alliance, Ty or Scarlet. Since we are planning to try and make something happen on Scarlet, and we could pull it off, we gotta let Ty know, and hopefully he's willing to go with me and Anne. Well, there goes Scarlet again. Yeah, probably talking with Frank and Luke to possibly turn on us. Listen, you two, I know you two have some doubts about Scarlet, but I think she's with us. Yeah, well, if you're so certain about that, then how about you go sneak up and find out what her conversation with Frank and Luke is going to be about? Because I might get caught? Listen, what other option do you have? I mean, the thing is, if you don't want to believe us, then at least go and hear it for yourself. Fine. Well, if he doesn't listen, then, well, we just gotta go with the flow and vote him off. Plain and simple. I guess. The basic scenario you should know is that we're letting Ty know what Scarlet's doing. If he listens to us, then hopefully maybe we can pull it off. If not, then we just send him out. Plain and simple. Alright, so you're down to do Ty? Yeah, I am. Alright, great. Are the other two down? I haven't talked to them yet. I kind of had to have my conversation with them and whatnot, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be down with doing Ty. Alright, great. Hopefully the plan is to take out Ty, and hopefully he's going, because if not, then it's a possibility I'm going out or I'm losing Luke. And both are not ideal. Huh, conniving little devil. Well, two can play at that game. If she wants to throw me under the bus, then there's no point in me keeping her idol a secret anymore. Hey, you two. Oh, hey, Ty, back so soon? Yeah. I overheard the conversation between Luke, Frank, and Scarlet, and, you two were right. We told you. Yeah, well, since you two were being honest with me, I want to be honest with you two, and I want to tell you that Scarlet has that idol. Wait, what? Yeah. Me and her kind of lied to you, but that's because I thought maybe, in a sense, maybe I could keep her idol a secret, just in case if I want to build trust with her, but since she's willing to throw me under the bus, there's no point in me keeping it secret anymore. So she has the idol. Yeah. So if we just tell Luke and Frank that Scarlet has the idol, they'll lose trust with her, and through that, we should be able to send her out with that idol in her pocket. Do you think she'll play it? I think she would not, just simply because I don't think she would suspect enough people to vote for her. So I feel like, and even if not, even if Frank and Luke don't, we can just tie a vote and just convince the two we'll go to Rocks, and I don't think they'll go to Rocks for Scarlet. So Ty's with me and Winter. And that's great. But here's the problem. He gave us information that Scarlet has the idol, and that is possibly the worst thing possible. If she catches on that me and Winter are trying to turn on her, then we're practically screwed. Like, we're just locking in that, we're just locking in that she's willing to work with Luke and Frank, and this whole thing goes out the window. Hey, you two. Oh, hey, what's up? We want to see how you two feel about voting off Scarlet. I mean, we're not against it, but what caused you three to want to turn on her? Aren't you, with her? Yeah, well, we were, but since she's turning on us, there's no real point of working with her. Besides, if we tell you something, will you definitely keep this in mind even more so? I mean, we don't know what you're gonna tell us. Well, here's the thing. Scarlet has the idol. Wait, what? Yeah, Scarlet has the idol. And she told nobody about this because she wants that idol for herself, for obvious reasons. And, her having the idol and being in a powerful position, that just shows that she has just too much power on her hands, and we just need to take her out and be done with it. I mean, when you do factor that in, that does give us a bit more of a reason. Just keep it in mind. Well then, this certainly changes things. Yeah, but do you trust those three? I mean, personally I don't, but at the same time, I mean, an idol, who would want to lie about an idol? I mean, I don't think those three would want to, because I don't think they're conniving enough to do so. I guess, but I still don't really trust them, because Scarlet has been willing to talk to us for a while, and those three just suddenly come up to us now, willing to take out Scarlet. It's just confusing. Yeah, definitely a little bit more complicated this time around. I thought this was going to be pretty much an easy vote on Ty, but I don't know. I never even factored the idol into the possibility, but with Scarlet having it, that's pretty dangerous, because she's in goods with me and Frank, and in goods with the other three. And if we just form together to unanimously take her out, then we take out her idol, and we also take a big threat out. Here's the problem. If we do so, then, you know, it's a possibility she would end up playing it if she catches on, and not to mention, I don't really trust Ty, Winter, or Anne, because they come to us now willing to take out Scarlet. Meanwhile, Scarlet been telling me and Frank that she's with us, and she's talked to us more so than those three. And then those three come up, want to take out Scarlet now? Yeah, I don't know. The idol is definitely becoming more of a dominant factor in tonight's vote. But would it be more smarter to keep someone on my side who has the idol, or get someone who could be a threat later on who does have the idol? Definitely a lot to think about. Alright, you two. Frank and Luke are down to vote Ty, and if we vote him off, it should be unanimous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. What's going on? Nothing. I mean, we're fine taking out Ty. We just, you know, we're trying to make sure nothing funny happens. I mean, he's gone, so is it a possibility he talks with the guys? Maybe, but I'm not too concerned. I lied. I am worried right now, because not because of Ty possibly talking with the guys to take me out. Well, he might expose my idol to the guys if he catches on, but whatever. Point is, I'm getting a strange vibe from both Winter and Anne. They seem kind of hesitant, making me think if they are even willing to go through with voting off Ty. Now, if I feel nervous, I might play my idol, but at the same time, if I don't have to and I end up wasting it, then that will just be a terrible thing on my resume. So, I gotta go into tonight, read the people, and see where everyone stands. What do you think? 'Cause here's the thing, we don't have to listen to Scarlet. If we just put 2 votes on to Scarlet with Ty, we can tie a vote, and her idol will mean nothing in a revote. Yeah, I guess. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to go out from rocks. Yeah, neither do I, but it's a possibility we might have to. Yeah, but the more you think about it, is Ty really worth it? I mean, what do you think? Well, the thing is, he is going to be a threat later on, but he's willing to work with us, and at least he tells us information that we can possibly use. Yeah, but I just don't really want to let Scarlet get her way. Yeah, neither do I, but we gotta go into tonight with a decision. Do we just go with the flow, or do we try and pull off something big? Me and Winter are worried that if we tie up a vote between Scarlet and Ty, it will go to rocks, and I'm not willing to go to rocks for Ty. No way. But I know that the guys would probably not want to go to rocks for Scarlet, so I don't know. The thing is, though, if we do vote for Scarlet and she catches on that we're trying to turn on her and she uses her idol, well, Ty goes out regardless, but we'll lose trust with her, therefore. I really don't know if we should try and take the risk or if we should just play it safe. I guess we'll find out tonight. Welcome, Ushigat, to another tribal council. So, Winter, another loss. How's it feel knowing you're going to be down to 5 members after tonight? Well, Jeff, it obviously sucks. We didn't want to be at the receiving end of that challenge, and right now at this stage of the game, but our trend suggests that if we do win the next challenge, we should be okay. So, Ty, do you agree with what Winter said, that after the next challenge, you guys should be okay? No, not necessarily, because it's not guaranteed we're gonna win the next challenge. I mean, I guess it all comes down to how the vote goes. Scarlet, do you think tonight's vote is gonna be very important compared to the last 2 tribals you guys went to? I think it's just as important, but I feel like compared to the last 2, it definitely sets more up for what's to come later on. Alright, with that out of the way, it's time to vote. Frank, you'll start us off.
You are anything but trustworthy. Definitely not feeling as confident as I should be, but I still am hoping I got the numbers to get rid of you.
I'll go tally the votes. Alright, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now be the time to do so. No? Alright, I'll read the votes. First vote. Ty. Next vote, Scarlet. That's 1 vote Ty, 1 vote Scarlet. Third vote, Ty. That's 2 votes Ty, 1 vote Scarlet. Fourth vote, Ty. That's 3 votes Ty, 1 vote Scarlet. Fifth vote, and the 5th person voted out of Survivor Rise of Resurrection, Ty. Ty, that's 4 votes. That's enough for tonight. You need to bring me your torch. Ty, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. Well, Ushigot, the last 2 votes, you guys were definitely a bit more split. Tonight, you guys seem more united. Will that continue? Who knows? Grab your stuff and head back to camp. Good night. So, after all of that, after exposing Scarlet's idol to the entire tribe, I still get unanimously eliminated. That is just crazy. But hey, it's their call, it's their decision. It's a decision that will probably come back and haunt them later, considering Scarlet is just that kind of player. But whatever. I can't be the one to tell them. So I'm out now. I guess I still have this resurrection twist to see, so that'll be fun, I guess.